Hi there, this is Business with Dave. In this video, I'm going to be telling you why you should start a handmade kind of business and why you should be doing it and the potential benefits you're getting out of it. But before I jump into this video, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to the channel. You guys are all awesome, and if you haven't already, do subscribe by the end of this video. It'll be much appreciated. But yeah, let's jump straight into this video. So the first thing is to allow your creativity to come out, and I think that's so important because if you're bursting with creative energy and you've got so many great ideas, why not start something up, make it yourself, and see if you can sell it to people. Maybe you can solve a need or solve a want, or maybe it just looks pretty in your house and people would want to buy it. So do consider channeling your creativity into something that will hopefully be sellable to people and be useful to people, and maybe you could turn your hobby into a small part-time business and have a bit of income as well. But that whole element of handmade is you sort of trying something out, you making it and seeing if it sells, and if it sells you could probably charge a premium for it, and vice versa. You could always see what happens next, but at least you gave it a try, because that's where your creativity will hopefully be channeled into. So secondly is entrepreneurship at its best, and I think that's so important because you're literally having an idea, you're creating a product, you're packaging up, you're promoting it, and you're potentially selling it to customers. So much you can learn from this whole process, and I think that's the whole fun part of entrepreneurship. And when you create something that is handmade and something that is more personal to you as well, and you put a lot of time and effort into it, every cell will feel like a joy bursting through the air and stuff like that, whatever you want to call it. But literally it's that kind of feeling, it's that amazing feeling that you've managed to convince someone to buy from you, or not even convince, they come to you to buy from you, and it works. And I think that's the whole entrepreneurship at its best, because you want to be creating something that people will want to buy, they will give you money, and hopefully you could create more of it and sell to more customers. So when you think about the entrepreneurial process, you're learning all of these marketing, operations, finance, and if you want to need to recruit people, HR. But it's that where you can turn a small business into a bigger business, or whether you want to keep it as a hobby, that's when you can decide. And entrepreneurship is definitely the way forward because it gives you more freedom and control over what you do as well. So the third thing is that it's low cost to start, because you're starting from the beginning. You're literally potentially gathering raw materials, whether it's ingredients or materials that will make your product. And it doesn't have to be expensive. You don't need to buy in bulk. You just buy like single packs and stuff like that, and see if it works first before you bulk buy everything, and see if it sells. I think it's so easy to start any business really. If you have a great idea, it's low cost to make, and you could add a sort of margin to it that you can still make a decent profit. Super easy. Literally any idea you could be turning into a decent business or a small business. And because you have an advantage of a low cost business, it doesn't have to cost you too much. You don't need to put too much investment into it. You just need to put the energy, the time, potentially use social media to promote it for free as well, and get your products out there. But it doesn't have to be stupidly expensive. You're not opening up a shop, or for example, you're not opening up a restaurant, or for example, where you need a big capital money in there to start with. You are starting from scratch. You are starting maybe £100, £500, £1,000 from your savings, and you want to see if this works. And being low cost is great because you can try different ideas. If it doesn't work, you can try another idea. If it doesn't work, you try another idea. You can improve upon your products as well. So do see it as a learning experience, and seeing it as you trying different things and seeing if it works or not. So the fourth thing is that you're having fun whilst making money, because ultimately when you're creating something, you're hopefully enjoying what you're doing, and there is a bit of enjoyment there. And when you create something that people will want to buy and are willing to part their money for as well, again, that's an amazing feeling. You'll never forget that sort of feeling where you've accomplished being able to sell something to someone and they're willing to buy instead of you forcing it down their throats. So do see it as an enjoyment, do see it as fun and just you learning along the way, and just like it's a sense of achievement. Honestly, if you sell something to customers and maybe they didn't think about going to buy what you're selling and they eventually buy it, that's an amazing feeling, and I think that's a feeling that you won't often get doing other stuff, particularly if you're working for someone else or if you're working part-time, you're doing this part-time as well. So do see it as that enjoyment, do see it as hopefully you're doing something you love and that brings you joy, brings you happiness, because it makes the day go so much quicker. You wake up in the morning refreshed and you're looking forward to doing what you want to be doing, and it makes a massive difference if you're doing boring stuff, you just won't be interested as much. But if you're doing something exciting, something that it will challenge you as well, that's all the best interest for you and your business, because it keeps you up to date, keeps you challenging up, and you won't forget the mistakes that you do make, but you will look forward to the future as well, because there's so much going on. And my fifth and final point is that you are being your own boss, because ultimately when you start your own business, particularly a handmade business, you might be by yourself. You might have your family members, you might have your friends there to help you as well. But being your own boss gives you the ultimate freedom. It gives you the ultimate control. You decide your hours, when you want to go on holiday, where you want to sell your products, how you want to price your products as well. No one's going to be there to tell you what you want to be doing unless it is going to suit you and your business as well. So do see it as you being the boss, you showcasing what you can do and seeing how far you can take the business, because ultimately you set your own goals, you set your sales target, where you want to make your products and how you want your customers to feel once they receive the products. You have ultimate control, and I think when you're working for someone, you just won't have that sense of anonymity, and I think that's the thing that is so important. When you have your own business, you have control, you decide what you want to do, and I love that freedom, and hopefully those who start their own business love that freedom too. Particularly if you need to work harder, then you're going to need to put in the hours, but if you're already happy with what you're getting, you could hopefully reduce your hours, be more productive, and still make the same amount. Then everybody wins in that sense. So do see it as finding something that you enjoy, finding something that you can have control over, and customers, if they like what they're doing, if they like what you're doing, then they'll continuously buy from you, and that's literally the whole mark for a successful business. When you have repeat customers, loyal customer base, people telling their friends and family about you, then you are on the clear, because honestly, if you keep it up, then it can roll and it's a bigger snowball and it can be a bigger business as well. Thanks for this video, guys. Hope you found this video useful. If you did, like this video and consider subscribing to the channel. We'd love to see those subscribers go up like always. I've been Business with Dave, and I'll see you next video. Take care.